Hello again, you high-class degenerates. The March update has come and gone, and it was okay. Combat got a speed boost, 8-man rumble entered the Crucible, and unique Nightfall rewards were added to the loot pool. I described the March update as merely functional. Nothing groundbreaking, but just about enough to stop Destiny 2 from going completely tits up. So what now? What's next? The answer is, of course, the May update, and for me, this is the make or break update. The one that's going to entice players back into Bungie's warm embrace, or send them screaming over the horizon never to be seen again. And here it is, a new update, a new season, and a new expansion, all dropping in May. It's the holy goddamn trinity, amen. And like I said, if all this isn't enough to put Destiny 2 back on the map, well, let's just say it's been nice knowing you, fam. So yeah, in this video, we're gonna look at the May update in detail. Plus, all the juicy new info from Bungie's latest livestream, including talk of random roles, a new weapon slot system, a possible hint at a new subclass, and according to Bungie, new things that the community has never experienced. And there's more. We're also going to examine an accidental slip up from Bungie that may reveal the launch date for expansion 2, check out all the latest tastiest tidbits of info from the past week, and I'm also going to talk about an exciting invite I received from Bungie, something that I want you guys to be a part of too, so stick around for that. Yes, we have a hell of a lot to talk about, so sit back and relax with a tasty snack or two, and let's effing well do this. Like I said, the May update is the one to watch. Not only do we get a whole host of significant additions to the game, we also get the start of Season 3 and a new DLC. So let's have a look at exactly what the May update has in store for us. First up, a new prestige mode is being introduced for all raid activities. Bungie's calling it the Loadout mode. Each week, the Leviathan raid or one of the raid layers will be chosen for this particular loadout mode. This means you'll be locked into a weapon loadout of Bungie's choosing with a special modifier that enhances the way you play. So let's have a look at 3 examples. Here's the first example: raid activity Eater of Worlds, modifier Marksman, precision damage is increased, landing a precision shot grants 1 ammo directly to the magazine. The required loadout is a hand cannon, scout rifle and linear fusion. Here's the second example: raid activity expansion 2 raid layer, the modifier is Gladiator, your melee damage is increased and melee kills grant bonus super. The required loadout is a sidearm, submachine gun and shotgun. And here's the third example: raid activity Eater of Worlds, the modifier is Conduit. Each kill you get before reloading or swapping weapons gives you increasingly more ability energy. The required loadout is Auto Rifle, Risk Runner and Grenade Launcher. Now, it's worth noting that Community Manager Cosmos stated that this loadout mode would completely replace the current Prestige mode. Now, perhaps unsurprisingly, Bungie was met with a fair amount of negative feedback. Players want a normal mode, a Prestige mode, plus this new loadout mode. They don't want Bungie to remove Prestige mode altogether, but instead add this new loadout mode as an optional extra weekly challenge. It remains to be seen how exactly Bungie will act on this feedback. Next up, we have seasonal Crucible rankings in which players can earn rewards for kicking anus in the Crucible. This new emblem appears to be an example of the kind of rewards you'll earn, and it seems some emblems will be harder to get than others. This one, for example, has a gold sword. So how do you get gold? Well, as you can see, this player has hit the rank of legend with a score of 5,500 points. So yeah, it looks as though the higher your score, the more emblem variants you'll unlock. And get this, there are 2 ranks for players to level up. We have Valor, which is a progression rank that goes up as you complete matches. Winning helps you rank up faster, and there are no penalties for losing, so, you know, simply playing Crucible will rank you up. Then we have Glory, which is more competitive. You score points for winning, but lose points for, well, losing. So you'll actually have to be good to max your Glory rank. Does anyone fancy carrying Papa Console to Glory? Now, during Bungie's latest livestream, the studio's senior PvP designer was asked what he's most looking forward to from the May update. His response was seasonal Crucible rankings, as there's now unique rewards to chase. Let's hope these rewards aren't just effing emblems. Next up, private matches are coming to all players in the May update. You'll be able to invite your friends to play on the map and mode of your choosing. Simple. Next up, more vault space. Bungie will add an additional 50 slots to your vault, plus a new exotic accessory tab to your vault collections, so you will no longer need to use vault space for exotic ships, sparrows and ghosts. Good. Next up, multi-emotes. When this launches with a May update, you will finally be able to choose which emote you have equipped to each of your 4 emote slots, and it only took Bungo 4 effing years. I could have died in that time, Bungo. I could have effing well died, and I would have never known the delights of the multi-emote. F. Next up, we have seasonal vendor progression. Certain vendors will now display a seasonal ranking. Earning reputation will unlock unique seasonal rewards and will reset each season. Again, this is a welcome addition. Good. Next up, faction rally improvements. Bungie has listened to feedback and is making fundamental changes to Season 3 faction rallies. Here's the studio's goals. Pledging to a faction should be a meaningful choice. Rewards should not be time-gated. Faction rallies should provide a unique gameplay experience. The event should grant additional insight into faction lore and goals, and it should build upon player interest in lost sectors and armor ornament objectives. Good luck, Bungo. By God, you need it. Next up, exotic weapon and armor buffs. The May update will see the majority of Destiny 2's exotic weapons getting significant buffs. During the livestream, Bungie revealed that the time to kill will also be considerably improved and exotic weapons will lead the charge. Many players have already noticed that the March update has turned Vigilance Wing into a bit of a crucible beast. Well, rather than nerfing it to bring it in line with other weapon types, Bungie is instead buffing other weapon types to make them just as powerful as Vigilance Wing. An example of this can be seen with Sturm. When used in conjunction with the legendary sidearm Drang, it can now two-shot opponents. Check out this filthy preview of it in action. The May update will also introduce exotic masterworks and heroic strike modifiers, and we'll learn more about these new additions to the game this month, so stay tuned. We're now going to talk about Bungie's latest livestream, which was supposed to be just a routine Bungie bounty, but those cheeky scamps decided to sneak in some pretty interesting information about the May update and other future plans for Destiny 2, so let's talk about them. Now, when asked whether primary, special and heavy slots from Destiny 1 will ever return, Bungie said it's something the studio is actively working on. Their aim is to give players more control in how they configure their loadout. Bungie will address exactly when weapon slots will change sometime in April, so again, stay tuned for that. Next up, random roles. Bungie's confirmed that they are well aware that players desperately want random roles back in Destiny 2, and while the studio hasn't outright confirmed their return, here's what was said on the live stream.
There are solutions being looked at and being worked on right now and being considered, and it is definitely a big part of Destiny that we know that we're missing at the moment, and so we're looking at ways to bring that back around and
when you say get people excited again, this is about if you play Destiny on a long enough timeline, if it's your hobby, if you play every day, if you play every week, you get these loot drops. You don't want it to be the same thing that you've seen again and again and again.
Right.
People want variety. People want to feel like anything can happen when that luminous jewel tumbles out of a boss or out of any opponent. And while you're not in a position to say random roles are coming back definitely and give a release date, these are the things that everybody in the company is sensitive to this feedback. We acknowledge this feedback. We're sorry that we can't give you hard facts about it today, but I think we need to go an additional step and say we realize that you need the loot in Destiny to be more exciting.
Right.
We realize that you want to feel like anything can happen when you go to the Cryptarch, to stand tall before the man and, give him what you've claimed in battle. And these are things that we're not just talking about. These are things that we're working on. These are things that we are working on. Not necessarily random roles specifically, but evolutions to Destiny 2 to be the game and the hobby that it deserves to be.
Now, here's what got me rather excited. When asked whether or not Destiny 2 would introduce new elements, new classes, new subclasses, and new weapon types, Bungie's design lead teased this response. Yes to some, no to others. And here's what community manager Deej had to say.
Are there any set plans to introduce new elements, classes, subclasses, or weapon types to the game in the near future? Careful.
Yes. Some of these things, they're definitely plans.
It's a provisional yes.
That's
it's not yes to all.
Yeah, that's a large list.
Yes.
No to some, yes to some.
Okay. You are currently working on new things that the community has never experienced?
I am not, because I'm in this room, but my team is upstairs right now, very hard at work.
Well, we are in many places at once in our lives, and your day-to-day, you are working on new ways for Guardians to fight.
Correct.
New ways for Guardians to, well, I'm just getting way too close to all this.
I know,
I want to
talk about it.
Yes, we want to talk about it. This is not a reveal stream. But you're going to have new stuff to do. You're going to find new stuff in your inventory. You're going to have new ways to fight.
So yeah, Bungie's working on new things the community has never experienced, new ways for your Guardian to fight, and of course, new stuff in your inventory. Could this new way to fight hint at a new subclass? It would certainly tick the box of new things the community has never experienced. Leave your thoughts below. The French edition of Bungie's latest weekly blog post accidentally let slip that the next major update to Destiny 2 drops May 8th. Now, once Bungie realised its mistake, this date was quickly removed. So then, it looks pretty certain that something significant will happen on May 8th, be it the start of Season 3, the launch of the May update, or the release of Expansion 2, or perhaps Bungie will drop all three at once. Either way, mark this date on your calendar. Next up, I'd like to talk about an invite I received from Bungie recently. Now, I've been lucky enough to have received numerous invites from Bungie in the past to get some early hands-on access to upcoming expansions, and sometimes, if we're super lucky, we get to capture gameplay to share on our channels. Now, usually these events are kept very secret, and those who attend have to sign non-disclosure agreements that basically forbid you to talk about what you've seen until a certain date. Well, this latest invite is really rather unusual, because it's the first time Bungie's invited people to an event and allowed us to openly talk about it, so I thought it would be nice to share my invite with you, so I'm just going to read it out. Here goes. On behalf of the entire development team at Bungie, it's my pleasure to invite you to a Destiny Community Summit. We've invited players of our games to visit our studio in the past, but our goals are a little different this time. Our goals for this summit are to build a better bridge between the people who make our games and the people who lead our community. You will see new gameplay, you will have a chance to capture some unrevealed content to release on your channel at a later date. However, the real value of this gathering will be the conversations with developers at Bungie. We want to show you what we're working on. We want your opinions on future releases that are yet to be locked. We want to show you our new plans and learn from you while we still have time to react to your feedback. So yeah, this is quite honestly unprecedented and a huge change in the way Bungie interacts with its content creators, and I have to say, it's a very welcome change indeed. We have a chance to give feedback and perhaps shape the future of the game, and this is where you come in. Of course, I have my own thoughts about what I'd like to speak to the Bungie devs about, but I want to hear your thoughts too, so leave them below and I'll be sure that Bungie hears what you have to say. Thank you so much for sticking with this channel through the hard times and the good. I know many of you still care very much about this game, as do I, so I want you to be involved in this process too. I'll be sure to read all the comments on this particular video, so you know, make them good. And again, thank you so much for sticking by this channel. I honestly can't tell you how much I value your passion and support of this content and the game. Genuinely, thank you so much. And guys, that brings us to the end of the video. Now again, to those of you who watch my content on a regular basis, thank you so much. And to those of you who are still undecided about Destiny 2, I'd say now is a good time to subscribe and turn on notifications, because from here on in, we'll be seeing a lot more activity from Bungie, be it live stream reveals, blog updates, or simply general responses to community questions and feedback. If you're curious as to how Destiny 2 is going to pull itself out of this hole, join this loyal, passionate community here on MoreConsole, and let's see where this crazy old road takes us. Thank you guys so much. If you like more Destiny 2 content, click this image, thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and we'll speak again soon, Guardians. Love ya.